Hey guys, Brendan here from Mike's Cigars. It's been a pretty brutal winter so far. Hasn't really been too long either. We're talking about the first week of January here, and we've already experienced an Arctic bomb cyclone and a lot of in like the northeast part of the U.S. And yeah, a lot of people are dealing with the bitter cold. It's said that it's been colder than the surface of Mars in some places in North America. So with that, we had a few customers calling this weekend and earlier saying that they received frozen cigars, and it's not because we shipped them frozen. It's because they left them out in the mailbox for way too long. So just to let you guys know, just because your cigars are frozen doesn't mean they're ruined. You could bring them back. Companies, at least good companies, when they ship cigars from, let's say, Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, etc. Good companies freeze their cigars before they ship them. Normal. They do that as part of a quality control effort to protect your cigars from tobacco beetles. These beetles are very relentless creatures. They can destroy a whole humidor if that happens. So what these guys do is that they freeze the cigars, and then they go ahead, they freeze it for like a couple of days, maybe a week or so, and then they go ahead and they ship them out. So that kills the bugs, that disnatures the eggs. So we had a customer call. He got a box of Don Carlos Eye of the Shark, Cigar of the Year, rated high Cigar of the Year 2017, $400 box of cigars. This guy left it in the mailbox for, 4 days because he wasn't home and whatnot. So he came back and he had box of frozen cigars. He called in a panic. I told him, hey, don't worry about it. He gave me a little bit of information, so I just want you guys to know it's cool. All you gotta do is watch your temperature. Like, let's say it's been, he said where he was, it was about 20 degrees outside for the average temperature for those days. That's fine. 20 degrees, perfect. His house was about 60 degrees. He took it inside the house, it was about 6 hours. So the key to this is, when you have a situation like that, is to stay calm, watch your temperature, and take it inside. Don't take it to the furnace. Don't try to thaw it out. Slowly, very slowly raise the temperature of your cigars. All you need to do is sit it in the coolest room of your house and let the temperature rise for a couple of hours. Now, it's kind of tricky, especially being in parts of the U.S. to where, you're heating your house with a furnace or some type of heating element that's also drying the air out in your house. So you're also in a race against time, because the drier your house is, your cigars are going to become dry as well, along with the bitter cold that's outside that's also drying them out. So this is what you got to do. Raise the temperature very slowly. Some people say stick it in the refrigerator. If you stick it in the refrigerator, yes, you can raise the temperature much slower, but you are also fighting the moisture. So you don't want to get a lot of moisture with your cigars, because you spike that humidity, you spike that temperature, you're gonna have a cracked cigar. So for example, your cigar, it's been in the freezer, and your cigar, it's not that big, but for example, for purposes like this, it kind of shrinks down like that, constricts itself a little bit, right? And then when you go ahead and you spike it with humidity, it just goes like that. And it's such a sharp spike that it causes it to just crack. And that you're going to see in the foot, and you're going to see that in the cap. If you see it in the middle, it's ruined. You're not going to be able to do anything about it. But a lot of the times you see it here on the foot, like right at the beginning of the cigar, right here on the cap of the cigar. So raise your temperature slowly. Bring it up from 20 degrees or so. It says up to 60. That's fine. Monitor it. Make sure it's not cold, like cold. You can feel your cigar. Make sure it's a little bit, like to room temperature. This guy's house was 60 degrees. He left it inside the house for about 6 hours after he talked to me. But it was about time for him to actually place it in the humidor. Don't put it in a humidor that's going to be over 70% humidity. That's going to create a big spike in the humidity for a cigar like that, and you can end up cracking it. Stick it in your humidor. It's between 65 to 70%. Of course, we know 70% is Goldilocks. That's exactly where you want to keep it at. Introduce the cigar to the humidor, or the cigars to the humidor, and you're going to be good. All you got to do is monitor them afterwards, make sure that you're watching it, because you can see, especially down here in the foot, where it's going to start really expanding more if you're getting too much humidity in there too quick, and that's where you're going to get the crack. Other than that, guys, if you've got any more questions or any comments about this, feel free to reach out to us. We're available here for you at Mike Cigars 7 days a week, and we have very knowledgeable staff who will be willing to help you out with any situation you have with your cigars. You guys have a great day.